And it's interesting, another thing that I observed in Las Vegas, I was actually in the MGM Grand, and I was walking through the casino. It was about 1 or 2 in the morning, and most of the restaurants were closed down. Actually, I think it was MGM Park, so across the way by Cosmopolitan. And I was walking through there, it might have been MGM Grand. And so, there's a couple tables and there's things going on, but it's not as crowded as, say, midday or in the afternoon. And, there's people vacuuming, etc. But there were these beautiful ladies around a Texas Hold'em poker table. And there was, of course, the dealer there. And the ladies were talking to this, I don't think there was a guy there, but they were pretending there was a guy there. As if you could just hear from the conversation that as if he really knew what he was doing. He had that cock in his eyebrow. And I began, it's just this stuff that you pick up on it, you hear it, and you just know it's meant to be heard, and you're meant to hear them. And as I began to kind of process it and churn it, I was thinking to myself, okay, that's something I couldn't do, because like I said, even when I'm doing anything that's worth money, or for that matter, gambling, which I just personally am against gambling. I wouldn't do it even if I could. Like Donald Trump said in Art of the Deal, I'd rather own slot machines, and I should own a casino. I should have my name on the casino, or on the resort. So, but I was listening to this and I was thinking to myself, and that's an interesting thing too. You think about the function. I would say function. Calculus, not exactly, but the function of wishing well, gambling. Las Vegas is, yes, it's a place on one hand, it's a place where people can go and live a rich experience, a branded rich experience for cheaper. So people fly in from Southern California, people fly in from the East Coast, and these are a lot of times people that would rather do their spring break stateside in a place like that, get on a Southwest Airlines plane, college students, instead of Cancun. And yes, I talk about the eugenic pressures of Las Vegas, which is that people grow up around for generations the casino. They work as housekeepers, and it's an environment that we all know is psychologically designed, psychologically engineered to suck people's money, from the lights, the dinging, the sounds, lovers of sights and sounds, and its timing and everything about it, and how bright things are, and the particular tone of the light is meant to gamble, eat. So you're coming to the lobby of these hotels. But a lot of people have played Globetrotter on Las Vegas Boulevard. Most recently, Steve Wynn, and you've got Trump's name on there too with his 4-star hotel. And that's really the best example, even though there's no casino there. He kind of got out of gambling for the most part. I think he completely got out of gambling, actually. But in any event, it's really the best example of branded privilege. You go into any Trump. It's not the Mar-a-Lago privilege, but it's his branded privilege for everybody else. It says, we worked so hard to get here. You look at the design on the card. It's actually in my book, Comeback of the Century. When I was there, they had a leaflet, and I had a card that said privilege card. And beautiful branding, and all the things that it says on there. It's basically branded privilege. You can be, while you're here, Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump. I didn't meet Chenoweth when I was there. Supposedly she does live in the building. But as I started to think about what these women were doing, that if I had been there younger, they would have run me through that. And because if I were wealthy enough, they would have. So really, really rich people don't just go book a room at a hotel and stay there, and you now go into the lobby. You get down there on the lobby from the elevator, and you got to pull out your wallet. You actually have a custom experience. Steve Wynn, Donald Trump. And okay, he's gonna hook you up with a 4-star hotel because you can't afford the 5-star hotel one. But so you're gonna be in Vegas, what's her name? Elaine, the one that the Sands, the one that was the husband was buried in Israel. Adelson, Miriam Adelson. The people, the players, the rich families that are the beneficiaries of MGM and Caesars and all of these people. And so because you know them personally, you're going to book for yourself a very customized experience. And so if I were part of the rich family that I was supposed to have been part of, they would have made sure I never knew I was retarded. Like I said, because anytime I'm expending cognitive energy, like cleaning a train, like doing work, my face looks like this. I have to put myself in a kind of a trance and slow myself down. It takes a lot of cognitive energy in order to look good, to be on camera. But if I'm fully alive, my face actually looks like this. And part of it, I really do believe if I'm focused enough on developing core cognitive ability, it'll get better. But what happens is my eyes actually go a little like this. And the reason it goes like that is just so that, because there's a limited brain capacity. You're trying to bring in all the senses and process all the senses the way a normal person could. And so you sometimes have to shut down the visual field in order to integrate everything else. But I have a way to do it where I'm getting just enough of the visual field. So I look like this when I was driving. But I was better at driving because of it. I was better at doing the mirror checks, visual scans, 3 zones, everything, defensive driving because of it. So I would not have known I was retarded because I would have been someone that could sit there thinking I was playing poker, not having any clue, because of course I can't quickly manipulate the symbols. There's these, you have to rank the hands, and there's these things you do, but these girls would just be kind of like running me through it. I always think I was some kind of a genius, and I'd be fucking one of them or 2 of them in the hotel room after, because you can have this customized experience. So, this whole thing about the security cameras looking for cheaters, well, that'd be part of my experience, is that I paid to cheat.